What's up, creators? So we are on day 2 of our FLC Freedom Lifestyle challenge, our 7-day challenge, and today is cleansing day. So I'm just gonna give you guys just a few moments while everybody starts tuning in, and then we're gonna get started. I just want to first of all say a big thank you to all of you who participated yesterday, and then everybody who posted the videos in there. I kind of had a good once on the other side. I always say this on the YouTube channel. I say that every single day there's like I don't know, hundreds of thousands or something of people who watch the videos across the channel, and it's great because everybody can see, oh, this is Eric Ho, but then I'm kind of looking at the lens, and so it's nice to actually be to names finally. A lot of names very familiar. I've seen you guys across the channel for a long time now, and yeah, just really nice to actually feel tune in. I want you guys who have tuned in already, make sure to grab your journals. Make sure to grab yourself some water, get yourself a pen, all ready to get started, and then we're going to start just in a couple of minutes. Now, before we actually go into it, I just want to share with you guys a few reasons to why we actually put this 7-day challenge together in the first place. It was because we were running something, we run a certification program called Freedom Lifestyle Creators. It's actually FLC as well, and it's a program, and I run it. So every week there's about maybe 2 to 5 hours of coaching, and we take people step by step through the whole automated business, how to set it all up and all that type of stuff, and then you kind of like join the community for life. That's why is the sound, how's the sound going? I think we're having some sound issues again, are we? Let me just refresh. Okay, wow, we got 100 comments already. Sound issues. Let us change. Maybe change back. Yesterday. How are we on sound now? Are we better with sound? Sound problem today also. What about now? Are we okay? All fixed? Okay. Daniela said it's okay. Emer said it's okay. Okay, I can see the comments coming in. Perfect today. Okay, cool. Nice. So yeah, as I was saying, so we run this program called Freedom Lifestyle Creators. It's like a 7-week program, and then we've seen some people like get exceptional results. So just to give you an example, I think in the last week of the challenge we had one of our participants, his name's Dan Kaiser, I think closed about 30, can't remember, 20, 30,000, no, 40,000 actually dollars. And then there was another, we had Jane as well. Jane, some of you met her. She made a post, I think it was today, Jane Mims. I think closed about $15,000 or $20,000. I can't remember what it was now in that week. And then when we seen those results, I said, hey, and I said to my team, I said, why don't we put like a short course together and be able to help you guys. And then we decided to put together this seven-day challenge where every single day we kind of like piece the whole jigsaw puzzle together so that you guys know exactly step by step what is needed to actually create a freedom lifestyle, And I'm a big fan of freedom lifestyle. Some people out there, some entrepreneurs, they're really up for going out there and hustle and grind every single day and non-stop, and then they say do whatever it takes and you got to fight for your goals and all that type of stuff. And at the same time as I believe, yes, there is a certain amount of effort you need to put into your work, but at the same time it's equally as important to have this balanced lifestyle where you can enjoy life, and this is what I believe anyway. And some may think different. Some may think, it's all about the hustle and grind. Every single day should be in that. But I believe in yin and yang, And how do we actually set it up so that we can enjoy life? How can we set it up so that we get the fullest experience? And for some of you, the fullest experience may be to work in your job. You may enjoy it a lot. And if that's the case, that's cool. This will just be an addition to that, some extra things that you can think about. But for some of you who think it would be nice to be able to travel the world, it'll be nice to be able to spend time with your family and friends and things like that, but at the same time know how to generate some sort of what we call passive income. I think it helps a lot. I find it helps a lot. I enjoy my life anyway. So that's why we decided to put this thing together. Really excited coming into day 2 of the challenge. We can already see today, either people are all coming in extremely late today. There's this saying, and I want all of you to write it down in your notebook. Find the notes section. There should be a notes section on every day, and I want you to write this down. There's this saying that says, to be early is to be on time. So I want you to write this down. To be early is to be on time. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. And to be late is unacceptable. Okay? To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. And to be late is unacceptable. Okay, I see Jasmine still says, still haven't got the journal yet. I'm sure Master Lim can be able to help you, those who still don't have the journal yet. Okay. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late, and to be late is unacceptable. Right? Now, especially, there's a saying that says, how you do anything is how you do everything. A lot of the time, those people who are late, I don't believe it's the first time you're late. How you show up here is how you show up outside. So I want you to take these 7 days as like a training ground. How can you have this thing that you've dedicated to? Yesterday we filled in the journals. How much do you want this thing, right? Something that you've dedicated to. How can you actually put that full commitment in and say, for these 7 days, because we are creatures of habit, right? It doesn't matter what habits you have now, what good habits, what bad habits, it doesn't matter right now. You can train yourself to shift those habits. So how can we take these 7 days as a training ground and say, hey, you know what? Every single time I'm going to show up early. Because the thing is this, sometimes in life, and a lot of you may have faced this before, right? Sometimes in life, opportunities come and they go. They come and they go. But the question is, in those moments, are we ready? Are we prepared to grab those opportunities? Right? Sometimes during our events, we hold a lot of events around the world. And then some people, they come early. When they come early, right? And I've had this before. Somebody came in early once at an event. And because obviously I need to enter to the venue, I need to get to the venue in the mornings, right? And because they showed up early, they caught me in the corridor while we were walking into the room. They said, Eric, I've got this really, really great idea for a business. And then we started talking. And then I looked at the idea, I said, that's really good. And as a result of that, then we went on to having some lunches together, some dinners together, and discussing and talking. And I ended up helping him develop this idea into a business, And sometimes by just showing up, I remember for me as well, I had this opportunity a few years ago. It was to headline a big speech with Richard Branson. There was about 6,000 people in the crowd. And I remember I knew that I was definitely going to show up early, because by the time the 6,000 people get there, I don't stand a chance to spend too much time with Richard Branson. And actually, because I went early, he was actually there 3 hours early. And while I was there, we were backstage, just preparing to go on stage. And I had about an hour plus, just me and Richard Branson at the backstage. And you need to think about this, right? How valuable is it, this extra time? And sometimes all it takes is just showing up early. And sometimes we'll make up excuses, right? Again, yesterday we were talking about excuses. I want you to write this down as well. Another teaching for you. Right? One of my mentors taught me many years ago. Said, either reasons or results? I want you to write that down. Reasons or results? And what I mean by reasons or results is that sometimes in life we need to be thinking about, are we making reasons? Are we making excuses? Or are we saying, you know, I'm just here for the results? If I'm here for the results, then I'm going to do whatever it takes. If I'm here to give reasons, right, then forget about it. This is what my mentor said to me many years ago. Don't give me reasons to why you can't do something, right? Just focus on results. So reasons or results. I see a lot of you tuning in right now. Now, another thing as well, before we get on to today, right, is I want you guys to understand these 7 days. I want you to notice this. Yesterday, I think we had about 490 something people tune in live. Okay, today we have right now 360. I'm sure it'll go up a little bit in a moment. Right, 360 people. Right. What you actually find is a lot of people, they start something, but they don't end up pursuing that thing. They don't end up completing that thing. And why? Because their minds take them out of the game. So now another thing I want you to write down is don't allow yourself to take yourself. Don't allow your mind to take yourself out of the game too early. Don't allow your mind to take yourself out of the game too early. And what I mean by that, every single one of you who are watching this right now, you've had moments in your life before where you've taken yourself out of the game too early, right? Whether it be asking someone out on a date, right? Immediately you say, no, they'll never say yes. So you kind of take yourself out of the game. You will never know if you don't take that step. Some people with different investment opportunities, right? You'll see, other people investing and making money right now. And then what happens is that mind says, yeah, but I don't really have the money to invest. So yeah, good for you guys, but I don't have the money, right? This is the mind taking yourself out of the game. The thing isn't, I don't have the money right now. It should be, how can I find the money right now? Now, following up that, I want you to write another thing in your notebook. And that is, there is no such thing as a lack of resources. Right? There is no such thing as a lack of resources. There's only a lack of resourcefulness. Right? There's never such thing as a lack of resources, only a lack of resourcefulness. So don't say, notice when your mind takes you out of the game and it says, but I don't have the money. Okay, say, okay, how can I get the money? How can I find the money? Right? If there's an opportunity to go into something, how can I find the money? How can I get the money? Don't allow your mind to say, I don't have the time. These are the 3 biggest things I notice, and we want to get rid of that right now. While we're on this cleansing day, we want to get rid of these 3 excuses. These are 3 common excuses that take people out of the game. Number 1, I don't have the money to do it. Or I don't have the money to take this opportunity. Right? Say, the question really is not, I don't have. Notice what vibrational frequencies you are putting into this world. Notice how you are saying, how you are speaking to yourself right now. And what type of things are you reflecting and attracting into your life by just thinking that. And the second thing is, I don't have the time, right? I don't have the time. And the third thing, right? I don't know how. These are the 3 biggest things that take people out of the game. I would do it, but I don't know how, right? I would do it, but I don't have the time. I would do it, but I don't have the money. These are 3 biggest excuses people make. And it's the thing that takes people out of the game always. So instead of saying that, it's saying, how do I have the time? How can I find the time? How can I make the time? Right? Questions take our whole destiny onto a whole new path. If we can question our thinking, that mind, that monkey mind, some people call it, okay? How can we actually be more resourceful? I'm just going to bring this video back up. How can we be more resourceful? Okay, here we are. Right. I give you this example. Okay. Sometimes people, they say, Eric, yeah, I would do it, but I need to sleep. I got work tomorrow. And what I found with successful people, if they know they want something so bad, right? When that opportunity portal is open, they dive for it. They going for it, right? No excuses. They don't say, but I'm tired, but I didn't sleep last night, right? This challenge, let me tell you, we set in the UK. When I was in the UK, I didn't know I was going to be in Asia at the time, right? So we said, okay, what's the best time for everybody to tune in? Maybe it's very hard because we got people from all around the world. We said, okay, maybe make it 8 p.m. UK time. That's pretty cool. And it works for me as well. And then what happened was I'm out here in Taiwan, and I didn't realize this before because I've got this whole tour going on. And then it's 2 a.m. here in Taiwan, right? What would my mind say? My mind would say, maybe I change the time. Right? Maybe I make it easy for myself. But then I think, okay, what have I committed to? And am I taking myself out of the game? Am I allowing myself to stop myself? Am I stopping myself from following through what I committed to? And that's why I want you to notice who you are throughout the days. This is a great learning. Just 7 days. You can see a lot in people. Who will consistently show up? Yesterday, a lot of you made videos, right? Really proud of you. Especially a lot of you who have never done it before. Totally out of comfort zone, right? But you showed up and you did it anyway, right? Some of you are stuttering, whatever. That's fine. I've been there before, right? And sometimes we fear. Too much fear in there. Fear of what other people may think. By having that fear and holding that fear, we can't grow past our fear. So we have to feel the fear and we do it. If you guys want, okay, I'll see based on demand. Okay, I've got a clip of me speaking on video a few years ago. Okay, it's a private clip. It's the most cringeworthy thing ever. If you want, if you guys are lucky, maybe I'll post it inside the group. After the call, you guys can take a look, and then maybe I'll give some of you some confidence to know that Eric. People say to me today, they say, Eric, how is it that you can knock a video out like that? How is it that you can just go live, no script, no nothing, and just speak to people? How is it that you can film YouTube videos every single day, one take, in and out? I say, actually, I can get instant results today. I want you to understand this. I can get instant results today is because I put in the effort and time and practice. I put in a lot of work. I can get instant results today because I put a lot of time into it. I put years into this practice, right? So understand that from where you are right now, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you want to be. Every single one of you who are watching this video right now, you can get there. With this challenge, with this thing that we're putting out this week, right? As long as you show up, as long as you play full out, as long as you are in that mindset of, I'm going to do whatever it takes because I've committed to this. I decided. I know why I want this thing right now. And I'm going to not allow my excuses to take me out of the game. Right? How am I going to be resourceful? How am I going to make it work? Not I can't make it work right now. It's how can I make it work? Always be thinking, how can I make it work? Okay. Now, moving on to today's topic is a lot about cleansing. And what that means is, by the way, I just want to say tomorrow I'm really excited because tomorrow we can finally dive into the system. I'm really keen. I'm really excited to actually share with you guys the system. How do you actually plan out, from products, services? How do you start a business, right? What is the step-by-step? Just 4 steps. How do you actually plan that out? How do you put that together? Then what do you put together next? How do you get the traffic? How do you get the marketing, right? How do you automate it? So tomorrow, I'm really, really excited because tomorrow will be all about the mechanics, all about the strategy, all about step-by-step. But when I was putting this this challenge together, because I've over the past 4 or 5 years now, I've coached thousands and thousands of people all around the world. And what I've noticed is that you can't just give people strategies, because what people are lacking is not just the knowledge. The thing that actually stops people at the end is the mindset, not the knowledge. And that's why I said, you know what? As much as it's not my favorite thing to do and put this time out and just talking about mindset, and I just want to get into the real stuff, you know. But then actually this is the real stuff, and the reason behind it is because a lot of the time, like for example, right? Some people, they say, Eric, how do you grow a YouTube channel? I want to learn that. I say, okay, I'll tell you how to grow a YouTube channel. I say, okay, so find a video that's trending, right? Pick up your phone, right? Press record and talk about the title that's trending. And I'm, oh, okay. And so how do you grow it? I say, okay, and then you can download a tool called TubeBuddy, and you can grab the tags and you can put them on, and you can find the trending tags, and this is called trend hacking. And they say, okay. And they say, so how many videos should I do? I said, well, do daily videos, because the more videos you do, the more likely you are going to hit the viral video. And they say, daily videos? They say, oh, I don't think I have the time for that, Eric. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it now. And then some people say, oh, but I'm not that comfortable in front of the camera. Do you think I can can I get someone else to do it instead or something? I'm like, you know what? Forget it. You know, because a lot of the time when people ask for strategies, what people are asking for, they want this button. They say, hey, Eric, actually, have you got this button that I can press and I can become the next biggest YouTuber or something, you know? And as much as I like to give you this button, right, as much as I understand and believe in the law of attraction, there are certain things that need to be in place for things to happen. Right? I said this yesterday. I said even the word law of attraction holds the word action within attraction. There are certain things that need to be done. You think, you feel, you speak, you do, you act. So how do you actually align all of these things with the spiritual and the non-spiritual? Right? Now, this is my biggest thing that I always share with people. I say that if you really want results in this physical form, then you got to do the physical form. The biggest problem is a lot of people, I see two types of people in this world. Number one, first type of people are the people who say, you know what, the hustle and grind, the doing. And all of you have experienced this before. When you work and you really put your whole focus onto something, yet you still don't get the results. Now the question is, okay, so I thought hard work gets the results. Why does that happen? Right? So how do you explain this? Some things you can't explain because it's on an energetic level. And then you have the other people. So you got one people in the hustle and grind, right? They're working all the time on burnout. Then you got the other side, which are the spiritual people. The people who are like, oh yeah, meditate, law of attraction, let's just close my eyes and then just hope everything will be okay, right? A lot of people, they message me on YouTube. They say, Eric, I've got an exam coming up. Can you help me with manifesting how to get good grades in an exam? I said, well, manifesting, visualizing helps, and it's all vibrational frequency. So there's some attraction going on there with the energies. But at the same time, you better be studying right now, you know? They're saying, oh, Eric, but I thought I just closed my eyes and visualized the exam paper and stuff. I said, but you better take your books out and study this thing. Because this is in the physical. We are this spiritual being in this physical form. How do you combine the both? Right? You always have one type, and then you have the other type. But I'm saying, hey, if we are spiritual beings in this physical form, why not learn how to combine the two things? Because when you combine the two things, that's when you learn to excel your results. And so that's what I was saying when it comes to this whole doing, this whole action thing. It's good wanting this freedom lifestyle, but how do we actually use the mechanics as well? So 3 things. These are 3 things I actually teach at one of my signature events called Superpower Live, right? I don't know how many of you on this call have actually been to Superpower Live before. If you have, just type SPL, and then I know who you are, and then I recognize you guys, right? But at Superpower Live, I say success is about 3 principles, and this is how we're going to carry these 7 days as well for you, right? The first principle is mindset, right? We have to have the mindset, and this is what we're going to complete on working on today, the mindset side. Okay, how do we cleanse, get rid of the rubbish that is in there, get rid of the disempowering belief that is in there? Okay, Tony, SPL, Adam, SPL, Katie, SPL, David, SPL. A lot of you have been to SPL before. Master Lim, SPL. Okay, so how do we cleanse? The first thing, the mindset. The second thing, mechanics, right? I call them the triple M's. First thing, mindset. Second thing, mechanics. What does that mean? What is the physical strategies? What is the step-by-step strategies? So after we finished this today, tomorrow will be all mechanics. It will all be step-by-step strategies. So those of you who are logical-minded people, right? You're like business, 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 marketing. Okay. Tomorrow you'll start getting all the tools. Steve, SPL. Okay. I think there's a few people actually flying to Taiwan in a couple of weeks. Gonna see me out here in SPL. We got Superpower Live here in 2 weeks' time. So, really amazing that some of you grabbed the opportunity yesterday. Okay, so second thing, mechanics. Third thing, I call mastery. Mastery. And when I talk about mastery, what am I referring to? I'm referring to on an energetic level, how can we actually master the flow of energy? The flow of energy, and understand energy in a way that we understand how to connect everything with this destiny path. And in the flow of energy, in these portals of opportunity, how can we dive into them and shape our destiny? So that's the third thing, mastery. Okay, so that's why across these 7 days, some of you will look at it and say, hey, wait there a second, I thought this was like teaching internet marketing. Yes, we will get into that. He says, so why is he talking about mindset? Because mindset's a part of it. If you don't get the mindset, if you think of it this way, right? This is what I'm saying. Success, and I want you to write this down. Success is simple, right? For most people, it's simple but not easy. For most people. But you're not going to be that type, and I'll explain why in a second. Success for most people is simple but not easy. What do I mean when I say it's simple but not easy? Think about it. Right? If you think about it, if you want to lose weight, let's say, you want to get fit, what do you need to do? If you want to lose weight, you want to get fit, what do you need to do? If you want to lose weight, what do you need to do? Right? You probably need to go to the gym. You probably need to work out. You probably need to have a healthier diet, right? Probably need to look after your diet, and you probably need to move, right? Get the body moving. So these two very, very simple strategies, simple principles. And it's almost for sure that if you follow these two things, number one, if any of you work out right now, and number two, if any of you have a healthier diet, it's for sure that your body shape will change. Your body, your energy will change, right? Your diet, everything will be better. You'll be healthier, right? There's no doubt about the result. And a lot of you will sometimes say, oh, this is what I want, you know? But my question is, are you doing it? So it's a simple strategy, but is it easy to execute? And the only reason why it's not easy to execute, right, is actually because of the mindset. Is because there are things that are blocking you in there and you don't even know. And a lot of the things that are blocking you in there is down to your programming, your subconscious programming that you have been accustomed to for your life so far, and you don't even know it's happened because it's happened through childhood, it's happened through school, it's happened to form these habits. And the habits are there. And I want you to understand how to actually change your life around. How to make this shift is actually very, very, very simple if you understand how the mind works. Okay, so I want to explain to you guys how the mind works, and I want you to understand that with the brain, okay, the mind, the subconscious mind. A lot of you, if you believe in the law of attraction, you believe in this whole setting affirmations, incantations. Why do we do this? Actually, it's to break the pattern and break the link between these two parts. On the stem of the brain, we have something, right, called the amygdala. On the stem of the brain, the amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala is in charge of the emotions. Okay, you can write this down. The amygdala is in charge of the emotions. And the hippocampus is in charge of the short and long-term memory. And what it actually does is, a lot of the time, right, when we have memory, now this is what we are trying to change right now, because when we change our subconscious programming, we can change our life. Because our subconscious governs the majority of the actions we take on a daily basis. So right now, when I'm speaking to you, I don't think I'm going to move my finger at the same time as blinking, at the same time as moving my head, at the same time as moving forward. I don't think all these things. This is all happening subconsciously. The majority of actions we take on a daily basis is governed by our subconscious mind. If we understand that actions leads to results, then the question really is, how do we actually have the actions, the subconscious programming, to form the success actions and the success habits to actually get results effortlessly? So how do we do it? Very, very, very simple. By changing, this is what we call, in NLP, we call it a cognitive reframe. So if we understand that our subconscious mind is governed by the programming, right? The short and long-term memory is fixed inside the hippocampus based on emotions. That's how we remember things, right? If you think about this, some people, they say they have bad memory, right? And you guys will probably, some of you will say, yeah, that's me. But let me tell you something. What if I was to tell you that nobody here has bad memory? You all have the same memory. But it's just the difference is some people know how to activate it better, some people don't. Because let me tell you something, those of you who have bad memory, guess what? You remember things from childhood. You say you have bad memory, but yet you remember something that happened when you were 9, something that happened when you were 5, something happened when you were 15. So how can you have bad memory and remember these things at the same time? It's because you don't have bad memory. You just don't know how memory works. Memory works on emotions, right? When you were really, really happy one time in your life, they're the moments you remember. When you were really, really, really sad in some moments, that's the times you remember. So when we understand that's how your mind works, okay, then that's how we can understand how to actually reprogram it and shift our memory. How can we shift that subconscious? So today, that's what we're going to do together. We're going to shift our subconscious, okay, into this winning subconscious, this winner's mindset. And so how do we do it? By a series of exercises. And we will have to dive deep into this to pull out the roots. Today is about emptying the cup so that tomorrow I can give you guys the new download, the new information to go in there, and you can actually execute the stuff that we teach tomorrow, right? Without excuses. If you do today's exercises properly, that's the outcome we're going to get, okay? So, okay, we're going to go into this subconscious programming that hasn't been serving us over the years. Now, Eric wants more water. Thanks a lot, Angela. Okay, so if you guys open up your journals, okay, those of you who still don't have your journal yet, make sure to contact Master Lim, okay, or contact Man or Heidi. There's a few people you can contact here, okay. And by the way, I just want to say another thing as well before we get into this, is to understand we have here this academy that we've set up, the whole creator circle. There's actually 3 tiers to it. And you might want to write this down so you understand how we progress through this education. So there's 3 tiers to it. The first tier is the creator circle. Okay. So that's what every one of you are in right now, the creator circle. And then the creator circle is where we allow everybody to come in, and then we obviously teach this mindset stuff, and the basics of the law of attraction, and the basics of, you know, wealth and time and relationships management and all this type of stuff, right? So this is like the basis of it, where all creators come in. Okay, we have the second tier, and the second tier is called FLC. It's called Freedom Lifestyle Creators. So we got Creator Circle, then Freedom Lifestyle Creators. Okay, that's why you'll see on some of the people's profiles, some of the leaders' profiles that you've seen probably commenting over the last few days, or some people just going in there to help. For example, I know Ema went in to do some videos and hold an accountability group with you guys as well, right? These are our leaders who came in from our past programs, right? They're the past graduates from the Freedom Lifestyle Creators, which is a business program, right? It's a 7-week business program. So when they are in there, you can recognize them by when you click on their profile, you see it will say FLC. If it says FLC, you'll know they were a past grad, and they'll probably say S1, meaning it's from season 1, right? They're the most advanced FLCers out there. Okay, so when you guys need any help with any of the things that you learn, if you guys have any questions, if you guys are unsure about anything, or you're stuck on anything through these 7 days, feel free to find the leaders within this group, right, with the FLC tag, which is the Freedom Lifestyle Creators. Okay, and then the level after that is the GIC, which is the Global Impact Creators. So it's almost like primary school, secondary school, and then we got college, university, right? So that's how the tiers work. I'm just sharing with you guys so you guys know when you need help, when you want support, who you guys can reach out to. If you click on their profile, you find the people with FLC there or GIC there, then you'll know they're the people who've gone through these programs before you, and they're happy to help you, right? We're building this whole community to actually assist and awaken everybody together. Okay, so just to let you guys know. So those of you who are part of FLC or GIC, maybe you can type inside the box, and then people can start recognizing your names as well, so they familiarize themselves with you over the 7 days. Right? They're always happy to help there. Okay, so we're gonna go into this now. If you guys open up your journal, if you haven't got your workbook for whatever reason, feel free to reach out to any of the leaders that you see posting in there now. Okay, and then maybe they can send you one. Otherwise, just use a notebook for right now. Don't be like, it's day 2. Why do I not have my workbook? Don't complain. Right? No complaining here. No reasons. We're here for results. So be resourceful. Find yourself a workbook. Okay. Find yourself a notebook. Just start writing. Get a piece of paper, write it for now. Okay, grab the journal tomorrow. So, today, what we want to cleanse, and this is very important before we actually go into, because tomorrow when I go into the teaching, you guys will realize that, hey, we're going to teach you and show you a format. How, number one, we know how to earn income, earn money, right, without exchanging too much of our time. Number two, know how to automate the whole thing and systemize the whole thing. And you'll be able to see tomorrow how actually it's much easier than it seems, right? And a lot of you will also, your automatic mind, if I say passive income, if I say freedom lifestyle, if I say how to make money while you sleep, okay? Now, hold that thought a second. If I say, I'm going to teach you how to make money while you sleep, hold that thought a second. Now, think about it. What are your immediate thoughts, really? Right? Subconscious, deep down inside there, okay? Maybe if you have a thought where it's like, make money while you sleep, yeah, right, whatever, that doesn't exist. Or it sounds really scammy. It's like, that sounds like a scam. It sounds too good to be true, you know? If I talk about a money machine, how does that sound to you? It sounds, no, can't be, that can't exist, okay? There's this saying that says, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. We only know what we know. But for the majority of people, our awareness is only this much. When the whole world, right, how everything actually works is like this much. We only know this much. We only know what we know based on our past programming. If you were to hang around with me and my friends who are all making passive income, who are actually, when we sleep, we see our phone go off because there's sales coming in and money coming in, income coming in. When we hear those cha-chings coming on in the night, right? We can have these conversations on a daily basis, and we don't think each other are insane, right? We understand what we're talking about, and we enjoy our conversations. But actually, when you take these conversations out into public and you say, yeah, why are you working so hard at your job, you know? Like, working 9 till 5, you know, you don't need to do that. You can make money while you sleep, you know? People will be like, yeah, right. What are you talking about? That's the skeptical mind, and the skeptical mind comes from, right, past programming, and they don't even know where it's happened. And by the way, this programming is the same programming that I went through as well. That's why I had to go through this exact same exercises that I'm going to take you through now to actually reprogram my mind before I started to be able to execute and actually get the results that I have today. Okay, that's why I'm really, very excited for today to go through this with you. Okay, now, so when it comes to, there's a few things that is very, very immediate that we need to solve, first of all, these issues, okay? Number one will be the money issue, for sure. Every single one of you will have some, if you are not, right, a millionaire yet, if you do not have loads of money coming in, right, guaranteed inside there are some money issues, and you don't even know it's there right now. And you don't even know it's there right now, right? Because think about it. People in this world What type of programming do they have towards money? People make money, and then what do? What's the second thing they do? The majority of people out there, they make money, then what do? Think about it. Make money and spend money, right? Now, let me ask you this question, okay? Dana said spend, right? So when people make more money, what do people usually do? When people make more money, what do they usually do? They spend more money. Now, the thing is this, a lot of people, they always say, oh, I don't have any money. I don't have any money, right? First of all, you cannot say you do not have any money. Why? Because when we speak about it, that's our vibrational frequency, and that's us brainwashing ourselves every single time when an opportunity arises, when something is there, when something we want is there, and we say, I don't have the money. I really wish I could, but I don't have the money. You are putting that vibrational frequency into your system, therefore attracting more of that thing. So even if you don't right now, you cannot think it. Thought goes into vibrational frequency. Thought goes into manifestation, goes into reality. We can't think it. We can't feel it. If we feel it, that's even worse. That's the amplification of energy and more of the attraction. Right? We think it. We feel it. We speak it. Right? You can't speak it. You can't type it. Don't write it. Right? I don't want any of your comments in there saying you're broke or you don't have money. Don't do that. Stop that thing. You need to stop now. Because that is what you're putting out there into the universe right now. They are your vibrational frequencies. The more you put out there, the more it's going to be that way. Right? So we can't speak it. We can't say it. But number one, just be aware that it's in there right now. That's all. People make money, they spend money, make money, they spend money, make money, they spend money. But there is a reason. There's always a reason behind why people do certain things in life. And a lot of people don't understand what those reasons are. And today, that's why we're going to dive deep into it to understand what's going on inside that programming and why are we getting rid of everything that comes in. Why do we have these habits? Okay? Yes. Akani said, stop it. Just stop it. Right? So, when you make money and you spend money, and you make more money, you spend more money. And then at the same time, you say, I don't have money. I wish I could have more money. When you get paid more, you get a salary increase. Guess what? You don't end up with more money in your bank account every single month. Why? It's because you end up spending more. You upgrade your house, you upgrade your car, you upgrade your expenditure, you go to more parties, you do whatever you do. And so that equation, when you make money and spend money, that will always end up with zero. We need to learn. This is what school never taught us, right? We need to learn how to invest money. And I want you guys to write it down. How do we invest money? Okay? And when I say invest money, what does this mean? It means we need to understand, this is what Robert Kiyosaki talks about, right? The differences between what an asset is and what a liability is. If we start focusing, anytime we put money out there, it's only going to be towards assets and not liabilities. That will shift our whole financial future. It will shift and take ourselves already on the way to financial freedom. As long as we understand and think, right? Now, I want you guys, those of you who are not familiar with liabilities and assets, okay? If you guys right now type away, what are liabilities? What are liabilities? Right? Type inside the comments box so everybody else gets an understanding. What do we mean when we say liabilities? What do we mean when we say liabilities? Right? Liabilities. So we have things like, okay, cars, right? TVs. We can say holidays, right? All these things that you just buy and it doesn't make money, things that don't make money, things that when you put out there, it depreciates in value. They're liabilities. Just your usual shopping. I'm not saying shopping for food. I'm saying shopping for the things that you just like think, oh, that's cool, right? They're all liabilities. Right? Now, right. It's interesting because we're also getting some people say mortgages, credit cards, debts. Okay? Now, I want you to also shift that thinking and understand this. Okay? look at this. There's this saying that says success leaves clues, right? How many of you believe that, by the way? Success leaves clues, meaning that people who have the success before you, they may know, right? By looking at how they act, by looking at how they do things, it may teach us a thing or two about how we can get the same type of result, right? Success leaves clues. Now, if success leaves clues, we need to understand this, right? Let's take someone like Richard Branson, okay? So Richard Branson, when he started Virgin Atlantic, right, he got a lot of investors' money to start that business. He was already a multi-billionaire. I'm sharing this with you is because I know there are some people who are watching this call right now. You've had this thought before where you thought, if I had the money, I would start this business. Or you probably had this thought before. I will start my business once I've saved up enough money. Those of you who connect with any of those sentences, right, think about it. There's a big problem there because you are using the wrong strategy there. You're saying, if I have the money, then I'll start the business. Or if I manage to save enough money, then I will start the business. Now, we have all different age groups in this community right now. And I wanted to ask you this question. If in the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, you have not yet saved enough money for your business, what's the likeliness that is going to happen in the next few months? It's highly, highly, highly unlikely. And so we need to start understanding what is the difference, because some of you are writing, okay, credit cards, debts, mortgages, okay? There's also something called good debt and bad debt. I want you to write that down. There's something called good debt and bad debt. The biggest problem is the world usually spends money on what we call bad debt. Bad debt is when we take debt for liability. Bad debt is when we take debt for liability. Good debt is when we take debt for assets, for things that can possibly go up in value. Okay? For things that could bring us a return. Anything that could possibly bring us a return is an asset. So when we start understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt, it will shift the way we do things. Why? Because think about it. If success leaves clues, a multi-billionaire like Richard Branson, right? Why would he take a borrowing from other people's money to actually form Virgin Atlantic? Even when he formed Virgin Money, right? He again took investors' money to start it. I want you to take someone like, take someone like Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. Do you know how Facebook went from here to here overnight? They went from $1 million company to $1 billion company overnight. How? Because they acquired other people's money. They went IPO. They found investors' money. They found other people's money. That's debt to him. He's borrowing money, right? Now let's look at another thing, right? Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time. Do you know what his biggest skill is? Is pitching for investment. Do you know every single day, multi-billionaire, the greatest investor of all time today, what his habits are? His habits are taking on more good debt. What does that mean? He's borrowing money every single day. He's borrowing more money because he's using that money as leverage to make more money. That's why a lot of people, they say, Eric, wow, I think you got lucky. How did you start your first business when you were 21? I said, actually, you can say it was lucky, but actually I took a £460,000 debt. Right? I took that from the banks to actually start my first business. And people say, well, you were lucky to get that. No, I had to register. I had to sign up for so many different cards, credit cards, bank loans to be able to get that. But it's because there was one simple principle that my father taught me when I was young. And I want to pass this on to you guys now, because maybe it'll shift your thinking. So they say success leaves clues. Why is it that millionaires and billionaires, even when they have money, they are borrowing, and we call it leveraging, not borrowing, leveraging of other people's money, OPM, other people's money, and making more money? And why is it that the poor man's mindset, right? The average person out there, I mean, the whole nation, the whole world is in debt, right? Countries are in debt because of this. It's because their mindset is totally different. They are always thinking, I need to save up. I need to save up, right? But they can't save up. Why? It's because out there, the conditioning is that you make money and you spend money anyway, so you don't end up saving up as well. So that becomes a problem itself. One thing I remember, very, very young age, my programming when I was growing up was slightly different to the majority of you out there. And I know that because I've spoken to so many people around the world the last few years. And I remember when I was, I think I was probably about 9 or something. And I remember after school, me and my dad went to the bank. And when we went to the bank, I said to Dad, I said, where are we going? He said, oh, to meet the business manager. I said, business manager? What for? He says, yeah, for the bank to borrow some money. I said, borrow money? I said, Dad, have we got no money? And then he says, no. It's to borrow money to start a business. And I was like, but why do we need to borrow money? Like, what's going on? He said, don't worry. That's how you do business, son. Right? So anyway, we went there and we went to borrow the money. And then my dad, when I was like 9 or 10, I can't remember how old, right? 9, 10, 11. And then he said to me, he said, because it's like this, if we take our own money and put it in, it's called dead money. If we borrow money, okay, then we can leverage and make more money. He gave me a very, very simple principle. This was very, very young then, right? I didn't quite grasp the concept until I understood it more through the years, right? And then what he said was, take 100K, 100,000. Most people, they would take 100,000, they'll save up this 100,000, and then they'll probably buy themselves a new house. Okay? They will have one house, they'll be living in that house. And while they are living in that house may not even be an asset, it may be a liability, right? Because they've got every other bill and every other thing to pay for, right? So they said they'll take the 100,000 and they'll live in the house. They won't be making any money. They will just need to live in the house and still pay for all the taxes and everything every year. He said, but if you take 100,000 and you split it into 3, so let's say we have 30 plus thousand, right? 33,000. He said, when you take 33,000, you can borrow the 70,000 from the bank, and then now you can have 3 houses. But the interesting thing is this, now you can live in one, and from 2 other ones, what you can do now is you can generate this passive income because you can rent them out. Now you've got this income stream, this cash flow. And he said, but the same 100K can be getting yourself more in debt every single month, or the same 100K can be making you streams of passive income. This was my upbringing. That's why when I was 21, I left home when I was like 15 or something. When I was 21, I already knew I need to borrow money to start my business. And that's what I did. And that's why a lot of people today, they say, Eric, you got lucky. I say, well, you can say I got lucky, but there's some programming in there that I wanted to pass on to you guys so you guys start understanding money in a different way. Because through school, through society, we don't get taught about money. We just get taught about how to get a job, how to get the qualifications, get the job. Once you get the job, hopefully retire early. And then we're stuck in that whole system all our lives. Right? So this freedom lifestyle is about how do we get ourselves unstuck. Okay? So always understand it's okay to leverage money. Okay? For assets, not liabilities. What is assets? Assets are things that will help you make more money. So I always say there's 2 types of assets. Number 1, the driver. Number 2, the vehicle. I want you to write that down. Number 1, the driver. Number 2, the vehicle. These are the 2 things I always invest in. The driver and the vehicle. So you have a destination you want to get to, right? One thing is getting the vehicle. So the vehicle can be the tools, the systems, the businesses. That's the vehicle. But then you need to understand just by getting the business is not going to make you successful. Just by acquiring the tools is not going to get you successful, right? The thing you need is you need to understand how do you actually upgrade the driver, teach the driver to know how to drive this car. So that's why I always say when you want success, there's 2 things I always invest in. Number 1, I always invest in myself. Right? That's why it doesn't matter what development I get up to. You can't say, oh, Eric, you've made it right now, so you mustn't need to learn anymore. No. We are students all of our lives. If you're not growing, there's this saying by T.R. Becker. He says, if you're not growing, you're dying. Right? Days pass by, time passes by. If you're not growing, you are dying. And I took this learning on and I said, you know what? These are 2 things I'll forever invest in. Number 1, I invest in my personal development. I invest in my coaches. I invest in my mentors. I invest in my masters. Right? That's why you'll see me. I still go to different events. I still go to different retreats with my masters and my mentors. Right? So number 1, I invest in myself. Personal development. Number 2, I invest in the vehicles. I invest in passive income vehicles. I invest in businesses. Okay? This is also part of the reason why we are all here as well, because I said, hey, everyone come here, we get to meet each other. Maybe, just maybe, there's some of your businesses that in future I can invest in, right? When we get to know each other a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to get into this now, dive deep into understanding this money part. So I want you to get onto this page 1 of day 2, cleanse day. Okay, so the system, the structure will happen exactly the same today. We'll quickly run through this. You guys will complete the journal. After you complete the journal, go live into the group, okay? Don't need to wait for tomorrow. Those of you who think, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, why not now? If not now, when? Remember that. If not now, when? Now, now, now. Always think now. Don't think later. We never know, right, when that later will come or won't come. So now is the time, right? When you take actions in the now, your whole life will shift as well. So the first thing, I want you to start doing this, okay? Quickly, without hesitation, answer each question with your immediate thoughts. Okay, so when it says, what are your immediate thoughts about money? Okay, this is not your conscious thought. This is your subconscious thought. So you need to let the words just throw out here. So on that piece of paper, what are your immediate thoughts about money? Just write it down now. So thoughts, just when you hear money, what do you think? Money, greed, money, rich, money, rich people, evil, I don't know, just whatever you think about, okay? Money doesn't grow on trees, whatever, all these sayings. Think about every single saying you can think about that you've been programmed with and throw it onto that paper. Money means I need to work really hard. Money is not easy to make. I need to save the money for a rainy day. You know, whatever those things are, just write it all down right now, okay? What are your first words that spring to mind? That's the second part, okay? So start writing. On those 2 columns, just start writing. Everything. On those two boxes, just write everything that just comes to your mind right now, right? Right. For some of you, it will be positive things. But whether there's positive things and negative things, throw the negative things in there as well, because those are the things. This isn't about being right here. Nobody else is going to check your answers and say, oh, good answer. You answered it right. This is about being true to yourself. What's stuck inside that mind, right, that just still springs out. Even when you think of money, there's some thought. There's some thought that comes into it, right? Now it's about getting rid of the negativity, not about, hey, this is how I should think, right? Right? Just throw in that whatever negative thoughts there are, disempowering beliefs there are with regards to money, just throw it in there. Okay? Throw it in there. Okay? Money is not that important, right? Money can't buy you love. Whatever those things are that have been in our minds, okay? Whatever it is, just throw it on your own paper. Just put it on your own paper. Keep it to yourself, okay? This is for your own use only. You can only get a breakthrough through today's exercise. You can only get that transformation if you be true to yourself here. Okay? Money is not easy. Maybe that's your thing. Money is not easy to acquire. Money is not easy to make, right? What are your thoughts? What are your immediate thoughts? What is the things that spring to mind? Maybe it is those things about debt. Maybe debt seems to always be there. Maybe it seems like there's always too much month, right? And not enough money. So what are the things that actually happen to you? Just write it on your own paper. This is for your own transformation here. Okay? What are your immediate thoughts towards money? My thing, let me share with you my thing, right? This was my biggest breakthrough, right? There was, all through my teenage years, I never thought money was important. Whenever money came in, I used to throw it out, right? I used to just throw it out. And I didn't know why. I used to be like, whenever money was in my account, I had this need to justify why I need to buy certain things. And I used to always throw it out. And I didn't know what was going on. But my money programming was so bad, right? I always had no money. And I was always like just scratching that 0 mark every single month, just getting by. But I never knew what it was until I did this exact same exercise. And what I had wrote down, and I didn't realize it was in there, because in my mind was like, yep, positive, money, yep, money's important. Dad told me money's important. But what I didn't realize, there was some subconscious programming. And what it actually said in there was, it said that money, if you have money, you won't have the time, because you need to spend the time making money, right? So my thing was, always against, if you have money, then you don't have love. Because people who make money, people who are in business, they're always about money, 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 and they don't have time. They don't have time for families, and they don't have love. That was my thoughts that actually came out after I was digging deep, and I wrote it down on there. And then I want you to fill in the next column, because this is where we are able to reprogram ourselves. And you write down, where did these thoughts come from? When I wrote down, where did these thoughts come from, that money and love, how do we actually remember, where did these thoughts come from? We actually can answer, where and who did these thoughts and beliefs come from? That's the next box as well, so you can get writing in there. Because what I did was, and this is what you can do as well, okay, is to go back in time and say, okay, when I was younger, what's my first relation to money? When was my first thought? When I was younger, when I was a kid, what was the thoughts about money? Okay, and I remember your first money connection time. And when I had to dig deep, I closed my eyes, I thought, and I went back to a point where it was my birthday. Okay, I think I was probably about 6 or 7, I can't remember exact, right? 6 or 7. I remember it was my birthday party. And I remember saying these exact words. I looked at Mum and I said, Mum, where's Dad? And Mum said to me, Dad's working. I said, but it's my birthday. Why is he working? And Mum said to me, well, he needs to make money, you know. And I said, but why does he need to make money? It's my birthday. He should be here. Like, that is the pain relation that logs into the subconscious mind. I didn't even know how big a deal that was. Because naturally, if a kid was to experience that, right? Money equals Dad is not there. Is that a good or is that a bad memory? Is that a good or a bad programming? And I didn't know it was there. So that's why I want you to write down for yourself. What was the situations at home? What were your parents, what did they used to say about money? What did they used to teach you about money? How did they used to live with money? Because we are programmed by our upbringing, right? So this isn't about fooling ourselves here and saying, oh yeah, money's great, you know, but yet you're broke and you're thinking, why is that happening, right? It's about being honest right now. So right now, inside that box, what you need to write down is, where did these thoughts come from? Where and who did these thoughts and beliefs come from? Okay, just write as much as you can, because the more you can write, the more you can dig up, the more we can remove. Okay? I'm just going to give you guys a moment just to continue writing. And then moving on from there, now you answer this question. Okay, this is what Byron Katie put together. Really, really cool exercise, right? Are they 100% true? So whatever you wrote down there, all those beliefs, right? That, for example, when someone's making money, that means they don't have time for their family. Is that true? Is that 100% true? Because if you say, is that true? Most likely your subconscious will kick in and say, yes, it's true. Now, if you say, is it 100% for sure? Definitely true. Okay? Yes or no? Is it 100% sure that it's definitely true? Yes or no? So most likely you'll be able to find that 100% true. No, because some people, right? Some people, maybe when they make money, right, they still have the time for their freedom, and you're thinking, how does that happen? Right? So is that 100% true? Now, if not, then what is your new truth? Again, this journal is for yourself, right? It's not about looking good here. It's about getting your own journey and getting all your own development here, getting your own breakthrough. So if not, then what is your new truth? So you can write the opposite, the things that exist. Think about this for a second, right? We are not just programmed by our upbringing. We are programmed by our environment. We are programmed by the majority of people in this world. Think about the majority of people in this world. The majority of people, they work their 9 till 5. Right? Every single day. They're working away, what for? They're working away to be able to make the money to pay their bills. For most people, right? Obviously, some people, they work their passion, right? But for most people, they work because they need the income. So they slave away at the system. And every single day you'll see even people who go into business. Now I want you to understand this. People who go into business. A lot of people in business, think about it. How many of you know somebody who are in business who don't have the time for anything because they're doing their business all the time? They're working all around the clock. So that's why actually looking at society already is conditioning our mind to say, no, money's not easy. Money takes a lot of work, right? So that is already there. So now the question is this: instead of focusing on the majority, because you guys are not the majority, you guys are the minority who decide to show up and develop yourself, right? And stand out. So you guys are not the majority. So without thinking about the majority, now your question is it 100% true? Is it that everybody's like that? Is it that every case, every scenario is like that? And if not, what is your new truth? And what your new truth should be, right? Instead of focusing on everybody who can't get that freedom, is focusing on, hey, what about the minority? What's your new truth? What about the people who make money and they do good out there? What if it's not evil? I say money is purely a magnifier of who you are. Money is not good. Money is not bad. There's people who make money and they do bad things. There's people who make money, they do good things. But I believe, right, the good person will do good things. The bad person will do bad things. And it's an amplifier. You are a bad person, you will do more bad things when you have money. Right? It's just as simple as that. So what is your new truth? What is money to you? What's the new truth for you? Now just shift that. Write it in that box. The next thing is about time. When we talk about time freedom, this is referring to time freedom. So we're going to go to the next page. Time freedom. What are the things that spring to mind? Okay. I don't need you to do the exercises all now because it takes some time to dig deep for yourself before you can actually make that shift. So I want you to do it after this video, after this training. I'm just going to go through it very quickly so you guys grasp the whole concept. And I want you to spend your own time going through it. Okay. Really think and dig deep and then shift that thinking. So the second thing is about time. What's the first thing? With time and money, how does this, what are your things? There's not enough time. I never have enough time, right? I would love more time, but I can't, right? I never have time to do things I want, whatever it is, okay? Write those things down. Then make that shift. Find out, why does this happen? Why do you have these habits? Then the next thing is freedom. What are your thoughts on freedom? Freedom doesn't exist. Whatever it is, just throw it onto that paper, okay? Then the final thing is about business. What do you think about business people? Business people, sleazy salesmen, salespeople, whatever. Business. What are your things about business? What are any negative thoughts that are in there? Just throw it out on that paper. And then where did these thoughts come from? Let me tell you what the average business person's conversation is out there. You'll have a couple of business people. They'll go out there, and those of you who are in business, maybe you are stuck in your business. Maybe people say they're working 9 till 5. They say, I want to start my own business. Do you know why they want to start their own business? Because they want their freedom. And then they end up starting their business. Do you know what? They no longer work 9 till 5. Because guess what? They start working more than 9 till 5. But that's not the reason why they started. They go into there and they speak to other business people. Do you know what they say? To the majority of business people. They'll have this conversation and say, yeah, I can't really take holidays. You know how it is, having your own business. You can't leave it to those idiots to run, you got to be there all the time. That's the common dialogue. They're all programming each other to understand that business is much harder than it can be. Because don't focus on the majority of people. Focus on the minority, the most successful of the business people. What about the people who do have time? What about the people who do have freedom? Right? We never think of that because we always get programmed by the majority, not the minority. So about business, what is your thoughts about business and how it is? Okay. Finally, what is your thoughts about passive income and rich people? Okay. What is your thoughts about passive income and rich people? Rich people, think about the word rich. Rich is this, that, the other. Throw it all on the paper. Change it. Shift the thinking. Shift the emotions. Where did it come from? Recognize where it come from. Okay. And by the way, when I say recognize where it come from, how does this programming actually work for you? Is very simple, right? I'll give you an example. So when I was doing this exercise, and then I had to, in my mind was like, oh, Dad wasn't there because he was making money. So he chose money over me, money over love. That's why in my mind, when people used to ask me, Eric, do you want to make more money? I said, money's not important. Love is more important, right? But actually, both is important because if we don't have money, we can't even eat. We don't even have shelter, right? So money is important. Love is also important. But how can we understand and absolute have it all? This program is about abundance, right? How can we have it all? And so when I had to do that shift, okay, where did these thoughts come from? Where and who did these thoughts and beliefs come from? What does that mean? Inside there, what I had to write was, my dad was working and then he didn't have time for me. He was making money. He chose money over me. And then if that's not true, what was my new truth? What I wrote in there. Put yourself in the perspective of the other person who you heard this from. Then you'll be able to find what your new truth is. Because when I put myself in the perspective of my dad, right? What did I realize? I realized the reason why my dad was out there slaving away making this money is because he loved me. He provided the best for me. I put myself into his shoes and I said, if I was my dad right now and I'm thinking, I need to go out and make money to make sure I look after my kid. I need to make money. I need to be somebody. I need to be a great role model because I love my kid so much, right? When I started writing that down as my new truth, in understanding what the past programming actually meant, what it was supposed to mean, instead, I had this different perception of it, and that's what programmed and shifted my whole life. So now it's about the reprogramming. What did they really mean in those situations? Because people only know what they know. Maybe they didn't mean to program you this way. Maybe that's all they knew. Maybe they meant the best for you, but that's all they knew at that time, right? Always come from a perspective of love to review what actually happened. When you do, love penetrates. Right? You will get your biggest breakthroughs by thinking that way. Okay? So, like I said, after this whole thing, when you think of passive income, this was a big one for me as well. Passive income, when I first heard passive income, I said, that's a scam. How can passive income? My dad always told me you had to work hard for your money. What do you mean passive income? You mean make money while you sleep? Whenever I think make money while you sleep, I was thinking, yeah, right, whatever. You can't make money while you sleep, right? You have to work really hard for it. But now, the thing is this, when it comes to passive income, now what about the minority of people? Are there people? The question is, are there people out there who make money while they sleep? Are there people, right, who travel, who love their life, who enjoy their life, right, and make money? And if the answer is yes, then we know there is for certain, 100% for certain, there is this possibility that we can do it too, because it exists. That's all we need. As long as one person has achieved it in this world before, we know that it works. That's all. Okay? So, I want to finish off this section because we're nearly towards the end now. Okay? I want to finish off this section with one other thing as well. Okay? Always understand this, and I want you to write this down inside the journal, inside the notes section. Always understand this. The majority of people always fail. Now, I know that sounds very dramatic and it's like, why are you saying that? Okay. Always understand, the majority of people are not the most successful. The majority of people do not succeed. I'll give you this example, right? It's like I run a lot of different programs, right? I teach, for example, YouTube, how to growth hack on YouTube. Now, majority of people who come onto the program are not going to get the results that I get. It's always the minority. In the same way that you can have a success book and you can let 100,000 people read it. My question is, out of the 100,000 people, do the majority of people become successful or the minority? It's always going to be the minority. So what does this mean? It means that we are always affected by our environment so much. That's why I love this community, because we put this community together to say, how do we bring positive minds into one community? Because we live in a very, very negative world, right? People will always find a problem towards every solution you give them, right? That's the type of world we live in. People are complainers. They complain about things, right? They moan about things. They bitch about things. And this is the world we live in, right? This won't work. That won't work, right? Don't let other people tell you something won't work just because they can't do it. Don't let other people tell you something can't work. You can't do that. Don't be stupid, right? Because if you take these concepts that I'm going to share with you over the next 7 days out into public and you say, oh, by the way, I've just learned a strategy, how to make money while you sleep, right? People will be like, get out of here. What are you talking about, right? I'm going to become financially free. They're going to be like, yeah, whatever, right? So don't allow other people, just because they don't know how to do it, to program you to think a certain way. Because what you want to focus on, knowing that the majority will fail. You know, stats show, right? 50% of people who go into business fail within the first year. Do you know that? 50% are wiped out. By year 3, 75% are wiped out. By year 5, 90% of people who go into business lose their business within the 5th year. Now, I want to share with you this stat because that is the statistic. Most people will always fail. Most people will always tell you it doesn't work. But what does it mean to you? When you hear, I heard somebody failed in that before. What does it mean to you? It means nothing. I want you to get this down for yourself. Otherwise, you're always going to be affected by the negative community and the negative environment we have around us. What does it mean to you when people say, it doesn't work, this person failed? It doesn't mean anything. It means zero. Right? So many people told me when I first started YouTube last year, they said, Eric, YouTube is already, people are doing that Instagram and stuff like that. YouTube has passed it. It's very hard to build YouTube following these days. Right? People were saying that to me. I wasn't taking any of it because I'm not looking at the majority of people who can't rank on YouTube. I'm looking at the minority and I'm saying, hey, there's the minority. That's enough for me because that tells me 100% certain that this thing can work. Now, your question to yourself right now is, when I'm going through this journey, am I going to listen to? And do I want to be the majority, or am I here to stand out and be the minority? Okay, that's the decision you need to make. And then you need to shift your thinking according to that. Okay? Now, I'm just going to go on to this final part. Going to go on to this final part of day 2, this final page. So, it's called reasons or results, what we shared before earlier. Okay? Now, it says here, right, number 1, okay, how do we remove the remainder of any excuses you may have in your mind? So number 1 could be, I don't have the money. How do we remove it? I want all of you, one at a time, okay? Don't need to do it now. You can do it after this call because you have more time to actually spend time, focus on this thing. Feel it, okay? Shift that programming. Get rid of the disempowering beliefs. When it says, I don't have time, I want you to think about that statement. Is it true? I want you to strike one out at a time and give yourself your new truth. So, I don't have time. No, I will make the time. If I want something so bad, I'm going to make the time. Boom, right? I don't have the money. No, I can find the money. If there's something that is an asset, I invest in myself. I know I'm going to find the money, right? There's something with good debt, bad debt. We learned so much today. So you can write whatever your new truth is inside there, okay? I will do it later. No, I'm going to do it now because I take actions in the now. Because I understand now is my only moment, right? I want you to understand that. Every single one of you, right? Some of you say, there's an opportunity. Oh, I'll get it later, It'll probably still be there. Then later it's not there. Then you're like, why is it not there? And then what happens is it becomes a story that you tell your friends. You said, you know what? I could have been one of those people, but I didn't do it then, I missed the opportunity. Right? Do you want to be the opportunity misser? Or do you want to be the opportunity grabber? Are you one of those people who say, you know what? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to figure out how to deal with it later. And you decide who you are. Okay? Or you're one of those people I say, I will try and figure out how to do it myself. This is a big thing as well. Right? The universe every single day is sending you signals and signs to help you. A lot of people, they always think, I'm going to try and figure out how to do it myself. If you try to figure out how to do everything yourself, let me tell you something, right? It's the slowest way to get results in life. That's why through time, I've started to notice, right? In the past, it used to be like this. People used to try to help me. And I used to say, no, it's okay. I'll sort it out myself. I'll figure it out myself. I'll figure out myself. Why? Because and I want all of you to understand this. Some of you in this, watching this right now, I know you are really, really good givers, but you are not so good receivers. That is a big, big problem. Right? Because there's this world of duality. This is the world of flow. Energy out, energy in. If you are not very good at receiving, you do not have enough capacity to give more out to the world, and you start working on burnout. So become a good receiver, meaning a receiver of help, a receiver of support. A lot of people, they always say, I'm trying to manifest. I just want this to happen. I want this to work for me. What happens is the universe sends you all these people that come and help you and say, hey, I've got this thing for you. Hey, I've got that thing for you. But your skeptical mind blocks you. Why? Because I always give this scenario. It's really, really funny, right? Number one, somebody will come in here and they'll sell you a service. When somebody sells you a service and says, I can help you, I charge XYZ. When you hear that, you're like, why are you selling this to me? Stop selling, I hate it when you sell to me. Now, that's a big problem because, okay, you need to understand this. If you are selling something selling a concept, selling an idea, selling a message, selling a philosophy, selling a product, selling a service to somebody else, you are trying to serve them, right? You're trying to give them something that will help them. Selling is serving. That's another final learning for today. Selling is serving. If I have something that can change someone's life, that can save someone's life, if I don't know how to sell it to another person, I will not be able to serve that person, change that person's life. If I have this miracle water that can save your life, and you needed it right now, I could not save your life if I didn't know how to sell this thing to you, if you didn't drink it, if I didn't sell the idea of drinking it, right? Selling is serving. You will need to know this for the next few days, because when we go into the business side, you better understand the whole idea of sales, because if you don't and you say, I don't like sales, right, becomes a big problem, right? Because that is part of business. That is part of how everything works. Selling is serving. So if selling is serving, what is being sold to? Being sold to is also receiving the service. Now there's two scenarios that happen. Number one, people try to sell to you. You're like, don't sell to me. I hate it when people sell to me. The second scenario is people do it for you for free. So people say, no, I'll help you for free. And then what do you say? You say, no, it's okay. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'll do it myself. How messed up is society? Number one, when people sell to you, you dislike it because you don't understand selling is serving. Number two, when people do it for you for free, you say, no, it's okay. I'll sort it out myself, because you feel bad that the other person is doing it for free. This is really, really messed up, because there's people trying to help you this way and the other way, and you're not having any of it. It really reminds me all the time, whenever I share this, of the guy who's drowning. You ever heard that story before? Right? The guy who's drowning, and the first boat comes along, and then what happens is the first boat comes along and says, hey, give me your hand, I'll save you. He says, no, it's okay, God will save me. Second boat comes along and says, come on, give me your hand, you're going to die. He says, no, it's okay, God will save me. Third boat comes along, and he says, come on, give me your hand, you're going to die. And the drowning man says, no, it's okay, just leave me alone, God will save me. Then what happens? He drowns. And then what happens? He goes up to heaven. When he goes up to heaven, he speaks to God, and he says, God, why did you not save me? And God said, I sent you 3 boats, you idiot. Isn't this so true in our life, right? A lot of the time we are wanting help. We're asking help. We're saying, universe, help me. Universe needs to send you a delivery boy. And you don't recognize the delivery boy because you say, hey, that's not God. But what if that is God? What if that is the universe? Right? Every single moment we have these opportunities that come into our life. We have it all the time. How can we be a good receiver? Right? Instead of saying, I'll try and figure it all out myself. How do I just receive help? Accept help. It'll make life a lot easier for you. Okay? Next thing, I don't know how. Find out how. The next thing, I don't believe it will work. But what if somebody's made it work before? What if just one person in this world has made it work? Is it possible? That's the only question you need to answer yourself. It doesn't matter if the majority of people never made it work. Did one person make it work? If one person made it work, are you going to be that one person? Yes or no? That's all you need to answer. Then you make it work. Right? I don't think I can do it, right? If anyone can do it, you can do it too. Always understand that, okay? I want things for free. I only want things that are free, right? People are like this, right? I want you to understand this. It's like, actually, it was one of my mentors, a spiritual mentor of mine, who taught me about this many years ago. I was getting on a plane journey, and I said to her one time, I said, oh, wouldn't it be nice to actually be able to travel business class? And she said, well, if you want to travel business class, then buy a business class flight. Eric, you can pay for it. I said, yeah, I mean, I can pay for it, but then I'll be using up all my money. And then I don't think right now I should be traveling business class yet. This was in my early 20s. And then she said to me, she said, Eric, she said, do you know your thought is your vibration? And I said, yes, what do you mean by that? Do you know, right? Okay, she said this. Okay, let's say, for example, right, you have a concert that you're going to, okay? You have the general ticket and you have the diamond ticket. Okay, which one do you usually buy? And I had to think for a second. I thought that's a bit of a trick question. I said, well, actually, yeah, I usually buy the general ticket, right? The cheapest ticket, in fact. And then she said to me, she said, well, why do you do that? I said, well, because it's cheaper. I don't know why I should pay more, right? They said, do you know when you always go for the cheaper things, what are you putting out there in this world? What vibrational frequency are you putting out there? Is that, I want to ask you guys this question, is that a scarcity mindset or abundance mindset? Is that a scarcity vibration or abundance vibration? Right? You guys answer that. Is that scarcity vibration or is that abundance vibration? And I didn't realize every single time, everywhere I go, they say how you do anything is how you do everything. I used to do exactly the same thing, right? If I'm looking for something online, I would buy the cheapest one, right? And then everything I look for, I buy the cheapest one. That is a cheap mindset already going out there. Everything I'm looking for freebies. How can I grab freebies all the time? Okay? I only get things when they're free. If I need to pay for it, no, I don't want it, right? What type of intentions, what type of vibrations am I putting out into the universe while I'm doing that? That is the question. And if I'm doing that, how do I shift it? The very, very interesting thing, and you will never, even I till today, I couldn't believe what actually happened when I shifted my mindset, right? At the time where I could pay for a business class flight, but I was like, I still don't know why I'm doing it, type of thing. I did it. I just followed what she said. I said, okay, vibration is everything. Get into this mindset. I want the best of the best. Everything I go for, I'm going to go for the best now, right? I'm not going to think about expensive, right? Because if I think expensive, I'm going into scarcity mindset. So I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. So what I did was I booked myself a business class flight. I sat there and I felt, and it's so weird, right? Because when you sit there, it's a whole different experience, right? You get this, like, you feel like a king, right? So I got this experience, and obviously my vibrations were shifting without even me trying, right? And then what actually happened was, it was about 4 or 5 months down the line. That is, I mean, you connect it. If you connect it, you don't connect it, you think it doesn't make any sense, that's fine too. But now I connect my whole life like this. 6 months down the line, I actually started a steel business, a steel, rubber and steel recycling business, right? And it just by chance, somebody came to me and gave me this opportunity. He said, okay, you need to invest X amount of money. And I thought, whoa, that's a lot of money. Then I shifted my mindset again and I said, you know what? Okay, this is not expensive, right? Okay, I'm up for this. I'm up for the big game. I can play the big game. Although I don't really have the money right now, but I'm going to find the money to actually do this, right? So actually what I did was I took out a loan and I started that steel business, right? 5 months later, I was 24. 5 months later, we pulled in our first $15 million deal. I was 24 pushing 25. $15 million. Just because of this shifting of saying, instead of saying, no, I only want freebies, no, I can't put money out there. Instead of doing that, I was saying, you know what? If it's a big thing, if it's quality thing, if it's the best thing, I'm part of it. Even though I didn't even know how to get my shit together to actually make this work, I said it anyway. And ever since, my life has always unfolded, and that's why it unfolded in that way. And that's why a lot of the time today, when I get to choose, I get, hey, quality thing or non-quality thing, I'm going quality thing. Because why? You need to ask yourself this question, right? How do you value yourself? Are you quality? Are you diamond? Or are you general? Are you someone to stand out? Were you born to stand out? Or were you born to fit in? How do you treat yourself? What do you say to yourself? When you look in the mirror, when you look at yourself, do you say, hey, I'm the best? Or I'm just nobody? Because whatever you put out there, whatever you can say to yourself, whatever you can brainwash yourself with, right? You become that physical vibration. When you become the physical vibration is when you then change your physical reality, because your physical reality is purely a reflection of yourself. And I hope that message landed for you guys, right? Because that was a very, very big thing for me. So that's the last page. Go through the last page, strike one at a time, strike it out. What's the new meaning everything means to you? Okay, in your own time, after this call, you can go through that. Okay, how do you treat yourself? Okay, finally, I wanna give you guys a tester here. Wait there a second. How do I do this? I'm gonna put inside this group something very special for you guys. One here. Okay, I'm gonna comment it now. Make sure everybody's paying close attention and being entirely here. Okay. So I've just put in a link there. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put in a link in a moment. Okay, I haven't pressed it yet, so don't worry yet. Okay. So inside this link that I'm gonna send you, I want to ask this question first of all. How many of you will think you would benefit if you actually had a one-to-one session with me? How many of you think that you would benefit if you had a one-to-one session with me, like a one-to-one? I was there to help you get more clarity in your life. I was there to coach you, one-to-one. Okay, I don't do one-to-ones these days, but I'm just saying if I was to do this one-to-one, how many of you would benefit? How many of you would like a one-to-one session with me? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys now. I'm gonna give you guys the brutal truth here. Okay, because I value my time. In the same way, I'm gonna teach you over the next 7 days. We're on 333 right now, divine. Okay, so while I'm gonna teach you over this next week how to value yourself and your time, right? I value my own time too, right? Everybody pretty much knows when you go on my website and stuff, you know that actually to book a one-to-one call with me is $5,000 an hour. $5,000 an hour. And some people say that's insane. $5,000 an hour? Why would anyone pay you $5,000 an hour? Because in 1 hour, if I can restructure the things and teach you how to make $10,000 an hour, that's already worth it. Even if I teach you how to make $1,000 an hour, that's already worth it. That's why it's worth $5,000 an hour. However, I want to do this, okay? There's one thing I'm going to put into the group now, just for a tester for you guys. A bit of fun as well. Okay? It's coming up now. You ready for it? You better see it. Don't flinch, okay? It's going in here. Boom. Okay, I've just put it into the group now. It's a link. If you click on that link, for the first person who clicks on that link, I'll do a one-to-one coaching session with you. Oh, is that the right link? I'll do a one-to-one coaching session. Oh, that's not the link. Wrong link. Let me get the new link. Don't click that link. Okay, this link here. Is that the right link? This link. Okay. This one here. Okay, if you click this link, for the first person to click this link and get this, you'll be able to get this one-to-one session with me for $100. $100, maybe just like a dinner outing with somebody. Okay, one person. Let's see who gets this. I'm gonna check this. This is gonna be a bit of fun. Okay, you guys with the panic. I want if team, you could actually announce who the person who grabbed it will be. Okay, one person. Let's see who's. Aside from that, what I want to do is the person who grabs this, I actually want to invite you to a private mastermind. You can actually join me at my house, okay, for a private mastermind session. That actually is about $20,000. If you go onto my website, you go onto the mastermind, you'll see it's anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000. You can't see the link. I'm going to put it in again. Okay, one more time. There you go. I think you should be able to see the link now. Okay, if you can't click on it, then you need to find a way to copy and paste. Be resourceful. Stop making excuses. Let's see who the first one is. Okay, oh, I think it came in. Team, if you can tell me who it is. Okay, while other people are saying no link, link won't work, can't click the link, somebody's got the offer already. Let's see who it is. Team? Anyone from the team can tell me who got it? Wait there a second. Why is there loads coming in? Man? Okay. Somebody deal with something because there's loads of payments coming in. This shouldn't be that case. There's only one. If there's more, we need to refund the rest. What's going on? Team, please check. Nope. Right, everybody who's on live right now, you can stop already. I don't know what just happened there. Okay. Okay, so the winner is Samuel Chung. First of all, congratulations, Samuel. You got you got the one-to-one session with me, and and you've got this private invite to my house for a private mastermind session. Okay, so that usually is 1 or 2 days. We will send you the details. There's all different dates every year, so we'll send you the details for that. Okay. Okay, we're gonna refund everybody. It says sold out. Okay. So it says sold out now. That's fine. So it's working now. Okay, guys. I just wanna say this, right? The reason why I just did that exercise. The reason why I just did that exercise. I don't know what's happening with the Stripe right now. Okay, team. Let's do this. I don't know whether they probably clicked on the SPL link maybe. Check the tags, team, and see what actually happened there. Okay. Right, first of all, so like I said, there was only one for that opportunity. Okay. And the reason why I did that is because I want you guys to realize who you are and what happens in those moments. Okay. Now, obviously, it's a huge opportunity, and a lot of people that I do that one-to-one with, they get huge breakthroughs from it. Okay, the other people who have paid for that thing, you're gonna get a refund. Okay, so we're gonna refund that money because it's only for one. Okay, now the reason why I did that is because I want you to understand something, right? Opportunities, they come and they go. The moment our mind starts thinking, wait there a second, so what is it? What do we get? Already too much thinking, right? A lot of the time when opportunities come, we say, okay, I feel it. This is mine. I need to go for it, right? No thought, go for it. Because it's like this, we can't let opportunity just pass us by. And then we're still in that thinking mode. And what happens is we see all the winners go up and we say, oh, you know what? I could have been part of that bandwagon, but I wasn't part of it. I want you all to set an anchor in for yourself right now, a physical anchor. And this is how my mentor taught me to do it. And I want you guys to do it with me, right? Everybody raise their hand nice and high. Raise up their hand nice and high. Okay? Nice and high. Wherever you are, raise your hand up nice and high. Right? And then just close your eyes. And then repeat after me. And say, when I see an opportunity, I must grab it. Now grab it. Okay? In the physical. Move your hand. Move your fist. Grab it. Okay? When I see an opportunity, I must grab it. I want you to feel it. When I see an opportunity, I must grab it. Because that's how, whenever opportunities come up, these opportunities portals come up every single day, there's opportunities for us. How do we grab these opportunities? Without saying, wait there a second, but how do I, or when do I, or maybe later, or no. How about I see an opportunity, I feel it, and I grab it now? How about I say yes and I figure out how to do it later, right? When we start shifting our mindset to do things like that, our whole life will change. Our whole life will change. Okay. I want to do this, by the way. I want to just gift you guys one last thing. Okay. Some of you, and by the way, I just actually thought of this right now. I'm gonna send you a private link. Okay. This link, because you guys have stayed till the end, there's certain people who have dropped off. They took themselves out of the game. I want to give you guys a big reward. Every single one of you who are on this call right now. Okay. Let me just bring it up a second. Okay. I want to, okay, what I have a 3-day event. It's called Superpower Live. Okay. It's my signature event. I run it all around the world. This year, we have 4 events left. One here in Taipei, Taiwan, right? And I want you to get these dates down. Actually, I'm just going to put it into the group now, okay? There's one in Taiwan. There's one in London. There's one in LA. There's one in Bangalore, India, okay? These are the 4 I've got left this year. Because you guys have stayed till the end, because you guys are action takers, I want to give you one opportunity that is only available for today. Okay, where I'm going to, it's usually $1,000 a ticket to come to this event, but I'm going to gift you all a ticket to come to the event, right? How many of you would like a ticket if I gift you a ticket to come to this event? If I give you this opportunity, how many of you want this opportunity? Just give me a yes. Okay, if I see enough yeses, then I'm gonna find, because I have a private link for this. How many of you want this opportunity? Okay, if I was to give you a full sponsorship, you choose. Now, you have to get yourself, don't you then get to the time and say, yes, I want the opportunity, but say, oh, you mean I need to travel to one of these destinations? No, I'm not going to do it. If you take yourself out of the game, that's your problem, right? Not mine, right? Right. And by the way, I want to tell you something. I can gift you this, right? You guys need to get yourself there. Now, I'm going to put the thing in the group now. Okay? So, you guys see this link? Okay? You can click on this link. This is actually a private link that only our team members usually use, right? For our private guests. Now, how it works is if you click on any of the links, okay, the only thing we ask for is this. There is something called £100 or $100 no-show fee. You'll see it says NSF. What it means is it's just a deposit that you put down, because the worst thing is when 300 people get free tickets, we set out 300 chairs in the room. I need to pay $20,000-$30,000 to put the event together for you, and you don't show up, and I have 300 empty seats. That's the worst thing. So, well, how we've decided to do this for you is there will be a $100 no-show fee. Okay? So what it means is you put the $100 in now, and at the event, after the 3 days, you will get the $100 returned to your account. Okay? That's the best we can do. Obviously, we can do it for free, right? And I need to, out of my pocket, pay for your seats, your workbooks, the whole event, the whole venue, everything, right? You guys only need to get yourself there, and I'm going to provide the 3 days training for you, okay? But you guys need to also make that small commitment just to say, hey, I am coming. At the end of it, we give you all the money back, okay? So that's your gift for all of you on day 2. I think it's been, oh, you guys said you can't see the link. I'm going to post it again. Maybe I'll find a different way. Maybe I'll put it onto this. I can change this. I don't know. Our team members can post the link in there more for you guys, okay? So you guys will be able to see it. So anyway, anyone wants to grab any of those opportunities, only today, tomorrow. If you click on that link tomorrow, it won't be working anymore, okay? So don't say tomorrow, oh, Eric, I had to think about it. Don't know, because you act now. You are the serious action takers now, or, you know, opportunity gone, that's fine. Tomorrow, you can go on the website, you can pay $1,000 and buy the ticket, okay? That's how opportunities work. I'm doing this for you guys because I want you guys to get into the understanding of, you know, the thing in life is this, right? I can be here gifting you guys free things all day long, right? But at the end of the day, it's down to you guys to actually take the action to get the results in your life, right? In this 1 week, we will see who are the fittest of the fittest. It's the survival of the fittest. Who are the people who come in every single day? They don't make excuses. They're going to learn. They're here to learn. They're here to make the most out of it. They're here to change their life, right? Those people will show up. They will stand up. They'll stand out, right? And they're the people we love connecting with. They're the people who we make the leaders of the next generation, the next thing that we do, right? They're the people we give all the opportunities to. So I think I'm just going to finish off there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, anything, feel free just to ask any of the leaders within the group. You'll be able to find them inside the group. Make sure, fill in that workbook today. Okay, fill in that workbook today, right? Finish it off. Make sure to go live, right? Do it again. If you still fear it, do it again. The more you do it, the less you'll fear it. Okay, do it again. Go live in the group. Inside that group, right? Share your 3 biggest aha moments from today. Now, we've gone through a lot of things today. When you share it, when you speak it, that's that vibrational frequency. Everything starts to shift much faster for your life. Okay, get active. No excuses. Okay, we'll see who you are. I am looking through the page. There's hundreds of you leaving these videos. You guys are amazing. Keep shining your light. Go out there today, tonight, wherever you are. I don't know what time it is where you are. Okay, go out there, rock it. Shine your light. Spread the love. Spread the positivity. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao. Bye. Bye. Bye.